everyone, my name is Jeffrey Perera, and today I'm here with Rosmely Hernandez, a postdoctoral researcher in the Marson lab. Who are you, and what do you do?
Hi, Jeffrey. So my name is Rosmely Hernandez, and like Jeffrey said, I'm a postdoc in the Marson lab. I'm a genomic immunologist, so my PhD was in immunology, and now I'm studying genomic engineering. And basically what I'm trying to do here is design better immune T cells in order to treat immune diseases.
Tell me about your childhood and how you ended up finding yourself working at Gladstone.
Yeah, so I was born in Cuba. I grew up in Cuba until the age of 13 or so, when I moved to the US with my family, my mom, my stepdad, and my brother. And I did my PhD at the University of Miami, where most of my family is, so I wanted to stay close to my family. And after my PhD in immunology, I really wanted to study genomic engineering, and Alex Marson is a big deal in the genomic engineering field, so I really wanted to join Gladstone for that reason.
Who is one person that inspired you to pursue your interest in the sciences?
Yeah, this is a really good question. So my grandfather is that person. So my grandfather actually got Parkinson's disease when he was around 50 or so. And so I really became interested in how Parkinson's disease works and just trying to learn a little bit more about it so that I could understand it. And that got me into the sciences. I started studying biology and then immunology and so on.
So how did you land up working with T cells and the immune system specifically?
Yeah, so when I was back in college, I was doing a degree in biology and chemistry, and I took some microbiology classes, and of course I really liked microbiology, but I also took an immunology class, and based on that immunology class, I decided to do my PhD in immunology. Why
is researching the immune system important?
Because the immune system fights all of the pathogens that are out there. So being able to gather the immune system to fight these pathogens better is super important to treat patients.
Tell me about some of the original research you've conducted throughout your career.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm an immunologist, but more specifically, I'm a cancer immunologist. So what I try to do is to use the immune T cells to fight cancer. So I was studying how to reinforce the immune system or the immune T cells with a cytokine known as interleukin-2, which is very important to induce T cell expansion and killing of the tumor cells.
Which goes first, the cereal or the milk?
The cereal, definitely.
What qualities do you believe make a great scientist?
Perseverance is one of them. Attention to detail, for sure. I think those are two very important.
What is one moment when you realized you knew you made the right career choice?
I think it's after, so it took me about 2 years to actually get a project going when I was doing my PhD. And during those first 2 years, it was really hard because I couldn't get anything to work. Everything was negative results. But as soon as something started working, I really enjoyed it. I was so happy, and at that point I knew that I really wanted to continue.
So you mentioned that you grew up in Cuba. Describe a situation in which you utilize your multicultural skills to solve a problem.
Yeah, so in my previous lab at the University of Miami, there were actually multiple scientists from different countries, and one of them was from Cuba. And this person, of course, was still learning English, and so it was hard for this person to communicate with us sometimes. And so I would be the mediator of that. So I would talk to her in Spanish and then try to communicate to the others in English and back and forth. And I think that really helped our communication in the lab and the research that was ongoing.
Mm-hmm. What was a tough time in your career, and how did it change you for the better?
Yeah. So, in science, there's a lot of ups and downs. And I think at the beginning when I joined my PhD, there was an atmosphere that was not the best one in the lab because people were very stressed. And so I think I suffered a little bit through that. But I became stronger after I realized, this is just temporary and you just have to move on from that.
What are your future goals in science?
So I want to be a principal investigator, hopefully. I want to be able to have my own lab, want to be able to have my own group of scientists, and at the same time, I'm also interested in teaching. I really want to do that.
What does your daily routine look like?
Guess wake up in the morning. It's very hard to wake up in the morning sometimes. Eat a large breakfast. So actually, I am used to eating large breakfast in the morning. This is so important for me. And then I just head to work. Work from around 9:30 until 5 or 6 most of the times. Then just head back home. And sometimes continue working a little bit or not. Sometimes just watching Netflix, Hulu, whatever.
Tell me about the strategy and mindset behind your role. What does it take to be Rosmely Hernandez?
I think it takes a lot of perseverance, for sure. A lot of courage also. Because coming from a different country where English is not your first language, but also you received a different education, is rough. And so you just have to persevere and believe in yourself and move forward.
What is the most challenging part of your job?
I think the most challenging part is that about 60% of the times experiments don't go the way you want. And so you just have to keep trying. And eventually something will work.
Do you think the sky really is the limit?
Absolutely not. I think there is so much that we can do. So we just have to have our own goals and then just follow them.
What would you say is your greatest achievement as a research scientist so far?
Yeah, so I think my greatest achievement so far, because I just started my postdoc, so it was during my PhD, where I was able to take these interleukin-2 cytokine that induce control of autoimmunity for use in cancer immunotherapy, so that we could employ effector T cells better for anti-tumor responses instead of autoimmunity.
Okay. Do you have any advice for the younger generation of scientists out there and those that may be watching this video?
Yeah, so never give up. Keep persevering. That's my favorite word, perseverance. Trust yourself and just pay a lot of attention to detail when you're working in the sciences.
Thank you so much for this, Rosmely. Thank you.
Thank you.